Caleb, just your overall thoughts on taking 3 of 4 in New York?
Great series for us. Showed a lot of grit, determination, extra inning games, 2 of them. A lot of guys pitched really well out of the bullpen. I said it in New York, but I thought we got better as the game went on. We created more chances in those extra innings. Tough conditions, came in and played a good team and was able to get 3 out of 4, especially after losing 3 in Houston. It was big for us.
Caleb, put it in perspective, knowing how early it is in the season, how long a season is, how there still can be even 4 games in April that can really make a difference, at least in your mind or in a team spirit.
You never know which game is going to be the game that kind of costs you at the end. It seems like towards the end of the season there's always 4 or 5 teams that are within 2 or 3 games, and it's easy to look back in September and say, well, that game on September 5th was a big game for us. Well, it's the same April 5th, March 5th, when spring training rolls around. You can lose games in spring training too, not executing certain plays and certain pitches and things you're working on. They're all important, but it was a big win for us. It was a good character. It was one of those team uniting wins, if that makes any sense. We had 2 of those in one series, and you can feel the cohesiveness of this club really pulling together.
That double play in 12, obviously it's instinctual, it was a split-second kind of situation. Kind of there, so suggested. How much does that change kind of the tide there for Brad, for everybody, because it kind of changed the entire situation?
Yeah, looking back, I played the play before it happened. I thought, okay, if it's back to me, I'd given Brad the signal with bases loaded, hey, if you get a ball back to you, or coming to me. And you're always thinking of ways to turn a triple play or the best possible double play. And even though the game is really happening quickly, it's speeding up, you're trying to do this right before the pitch happens so that when it does happen, you're prepared. That goes back a long time, going back into my college days. But looking back on it, you get that lead out at third, and what happens is you take a little bit of pressure off the wild pitch. He's able to throw his pitches with utmost conviction, knowing that a wild pitch doesn't tie the game. But also, if you think about it, if we go to first base there, you have runners at second and third, right? And with runners at second and third, the tying runs at third, winning runs at second. So a bloop, you lose the game. If Stanton gets up there and hits the ball with his fist right over Scope in second base, we not only go to extra innings, we lose the game, it's over. Now, if you make a play at third base, you have runners at first and second with 2 outs. It takes an extra base hit to beat you. Maybe not to tie the game, but to beat you. And I think it relieves a lot of pressure there for Brad. I think it relieved a lot of pressure for everybody wearing an Orioles cap. And it was a nice play. Glad to be a part of it. Glad to execute it. And let's not forget, it doesn't happen if Beck's not at third base. So he instinctually went to third base, and the play just happened.
Another thing that kind of stood out, not just yesterday, but maybe through the whole weekend, it's guys like Pedro, Valencia, Santander, Gentry, even yourself, Rule 5 guys, maybe guys who aren't on the All-Star ballot,
sure,
who are coming together to help this team win, what that means for a club.
Right. It's a cohesive unit. We depend on all cylinders, and all cylinders have to be firing. We love to lean on CD and Jonesy and Manny and Scopey. When we get contributions from the other guys, it really shows the well-roundedness of this team. And these are qualified major leaguers. Craig's got 6 years in the big leagues. Colby's going to do good things for us. He's got almost 8 years in the big leagues. And it's been kind of a theme since I've been here, at least, that we pick up kind of what seems to be everybody else's cast-offs, They deem cast-offs and they come to us and help us win games. It's a great attribute that the Orioles club has taken, because you have guys that come in with fire and determination, and every guy that you just mentioned has a lot of that. They've got a lot of TWTW. They got a lot of the will to win, and you can't measure that. You can't. It's one thing to be settled into a contract and just kind of know your security. It's another thing to be fighting tooth and nail every day to keep your spot. And when you have that, you have hungry players. When you get hungry players, you get great performances. I go to battle with all these guys every day. Love being in this clubhouse. love going to war with these types of guys. These are my guys, blue-collar guys, and I'll do it all day long.
Caleb, you mentioned that kind of during the game, you guys get better, you fight till the end. How important is that? Obviously, you want to start off strong, but continuing to fight throughout the game to win it in 12, 13, 14 innings.
Yeah, it's huge. It's easy on the road, especially with the conditions, and you're playing a titan of the East, so to speak, to kind of give in and to think, oh, here comes a momentum swing. Here it is. This is it. But this team just doesn't have that. We find a way to get back in the dugout, and you got to give a lot of credit to the pitchers. I mean, they pitched amazing. They did really good. Pedro had some really nice innings for us. Castro did great. Brad came in and saved the day for us. Darren had. I mean, you go around this entire locker room. Everybody made a contribution in that series. That's what we're looking for. And no die. Those words don't exist in this clubhouse.
Speaking of Pedro.